All right, so we have a word problem here, and we're going to talk about the steps involved in solving it and then the strategy to try to use to solve it. But first, let's look at this. So first, let's look at the steps for solving a word problem. So first step is to, I want to grab my highlighter here. First step is to try to find out what are they asking you. So this means you want to try to figure out what is the problem about. And usually it involves reading it several times. The first time just to get an idea about what the problem's about. Second time is to try to understand a little bit better what they're asking you. And then go back and underline important information and make sure you have the information you need. Next step after you understand the problem is to try to choose a strategy to use to solve it. Then you have to actually apply whatever strategy you're using to solve it. And the last step is to look back. Look back and see, make sure, did I answer the question they are actually asking me? And does my answer make sense? So let's take a look at that problem. So here we're going to work on that first step of find out. So it says, Molly's music and movies, let me grab this for after. All right. Molly's Music and Movies was having a one-day sale on CDs and DVDs. There were 4 people that bought CDs, 7 people that bought DVDs, 2 people that bought only CDs. Some people bought both CDs and DVDs, and 5 people did not buy anything. How many customers were at Molly's sale? All right, so I understand that they're talking, I heard CDs and DVDs a lot, so I know that they're talking about CDs and DVDs, and they're talking about a sale at a store. So let's read it again, and first, let's look at where's the question that they're actually asking us here. So the question is here. How many customers were at Molly's sale? All right, so they're asking us how many customers were at the sale. So let's read it again and try to underline important information here. Molly's Music and Movies was having a one-day sale on CDs and DVDs. There were 4 people that bought CDs, 7 people that bought DVDs, 2 people bought only CDs, and then some people bought both. 5 people did not buy anything. All right. And then they're asking us how many people were at the sale. So I underline the important information. Let's make little notes over here so we can see what we have. So there were 4 people that bought CDs, 7 bought DVDs, 2 bought only CDs, some, we're not sure how many, bought both, and 5 bought nothing. They didn't buy anything. So I'll write nothing. All right, and the question is how many people were at the sale? So sometimes people look at a problem like this and think, oh, well, I just have to add up those numbers. How many people were there? So they'd add like 4, 7, 5, and 2. So if we add those all up, we get 18. So 4, 7, 5, and 2, we have 7, 14, 18. So when we add all these up, we get 18. But that's actually not the right answer here, because there is some overlap. Some of the people that bought CDs also bought DVDs. So if we count all of the numbers there, we're counting some people twice. So the Venn diagram helps us look at what we mean by that. So let's take a look here. So Venn diagrams are ways to organize information. This circle here, we're going to keep track of all of the people that bought CDs. So this yellow circle is everybody that bought CDs, and this blue circle is everybody that bought DVDs. So I have these little people here. Let's use the people to kind of show what's happening here. So if it says 4 people bought CDs, so this yellow circle here, we would put everybody that bought CDs, and then the blue would be for all the people that bought DVDs. And what do we get when we mix yellow and blue? We get green, right? And this little circle, this overlap area, is the people that bought both CDs and DVDs. So if we look at the first thing here, it says 4 people bought CDs. So if I grab 4 people and put them in the CDs, okay, I have 4 people in the CDs. All right, and now it says 2 bought only CDs. So 2 people bought only CDs. So right now, the way I have this is that I have 4 people that bought only CDs, but I know that there should only be 2 people that have CDs. So I have too many people in the only CDs, but I know that there were 4 people that bought CDs altogether. So let me move these people over here into the both area. Now let's check. There's 4 people altogether that bought CDs, and there are only 2 people in the CDs only area. So that looks right now. So when we did this the first time, when we added up all the numbers, like 4 plus 2 plus 7 plus 5, we counted the 4 and the 2 as 2 separate numbers, and that gave us 6. But that's too many people because there wasn't 6 people that bought CDs. It was only 4 people altogether. So we had to take that 4 and put 2 of them here in the both area. All right, and now there are 7 people that bought DVDs. So if we look at this blue circle, that should have 7 people altogether in it. So think about it. Should I put 7 people in this blue area? If I put 7 people in that blue area and I count the 2 for both, that would give me 9 people that bought DVDs, but it's not. It's only 7 people. So I already have 2 people there for the DVDs. So since I already have 2, how many more people bought DVDs? I have to put 5 more in there. So I'm going to take 5 people and put them over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's check if our numbers make sense to the information that we pulled out. So 4 people bought 4 people bought CDs. So in this CD circle, in that yellow circle, all together, we have 4. We have 4 people. So that one looks like yes. Do we have 2 people only for the CDs? CDs only. Yep. 7 people altogether for the DVDs. Let's see. So 7 people altogether for the DVDs. That's everybody with the DVDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we don't know the number. We didn't know the number, how many bought both, but now we can look at it. How many people bought both? How many people are in that overlap? All right, it's 2, right? So now we see that. Oh, and we have 5 people that bought nothing. So we have to move 5 people. So if they bought nothing, they're going to be out here in the nothing area. So we're not going to put them in either circle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So if we look at this now, let's look back at what the question was asking us. The question was, how many customers were at the sale? So how many people were at the sale altogether? Now I'm going to get rid of some of my mess here so it doesn't look all cluttery. All right. So it says, how many people were at the sale altogether? So how many people do we have here? So here we have 2. Here we have 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 here, and there's 5 here. So 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 people. All right, when we added up all the numbers over here, remember we got 18 people? Why did we have more when we just added up all the numbers? What happened? What happened was we counted these 2 people, we counted them an extra 2 times because we counted them for the CDs and the DVDs, but they don't count there. They count only for the both. So that's how the Venn diagram can be helpful. All right, so let's look at, so the answer to follow this all the way through is that there were 14 people that went to the sale. And now we have to look back. Does that answer make sense? Yep, that makes sense. If our numbers had been like 250, 60, and then our answer at the end was 14, that wouldn't make sense. But 14 people make sense for the numbers that they gave us. All right, so now let's take a look at this with, all right, so here we're going to try it without any of the pictures. So same problem, but no pictures. So it said, so I pulled out all the information here. And remember, this overlap area, this means that they bought both. Right. So looking at the information they gave us, I'm going to try this, and this is not correct, but it might be how I try it when I start it. So if I put CD is 4, if I put a 4 right there, and then 2 bought only CDs. Oops, I put a 4 there. So I know that that's not right. The 4 shouldn't be there because in the only CDs, in that yellow, that should be a 2. Okay, now I know that this is all set. But there were 4 people that bought CDs altogether. So what does that mean? Where can I put the, if I have to have 4 altogether, I'm missing 2. So that means 2 people must have bought both. So now I have 4 people altogether. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I have the 4 people total that bought the CDs. And I have my 2 that bought only CDs. Now for the DVDs, it says the number is 7. So if I put a 7 here, now it looks like there's 9 people that bought DVDs, but that's not the case. They told us there was only 7 people that bought DVDs. So that means I can't put a 7 there. So I already have 2 people that bought DVDs. So what's left out of the 7? 7 people bought DVDs, and if I take away the 2 that are already there, that means I have 5 left that bought DVDs. So let's check. Altogether, I have 7 people that bought DVDs, so that looks right. I have 4 people that bought the CDs, so that's right. And I have 2 that bought only the CDs, so that's right. All right, so, and then I have one more piece of information that I still have to put on here. 5 people didn't buy anything. So that 5 people, they also went to the store, but they just didn't buy anything. So now let's look back. What is the question? How many customers were at the sale? 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 customers. All right, so this question is the same question with just different numbers. So this is a little bit more challenging, but same strategy. So let's first of all get the important information here. Molly's Music and Movies was having a one-day sale on CDs and DVDs. 165 bought CDs. 195 bought DVDs. 125 bought only CDs. Some, we don't know how many, bought both. And 60 didn't buy anything. And the question we're trying to answer is, I'm going to get a lighter color here. How many customers were at the sale altogether? All right, so let's pull that information out. So we had 165 bought CDs, 195 bought DVDs, 125 were only CDs, and some, we don't know how many, bought both, and 60 bought nothing. All right, now we have to figure out where these numbers go. Okay, so we could try some things, and we might have to erase and change as we go. So 165 bought CDs. 125 bought only CDs. So look at where my 165 is. I put it in the only CDs, but it says 125 bought only CDs, so I know that 165 is not right. this should be in the only CDs. So I'm going to put 125 in the only CDs. Now I know that there's 165 altogether. So this whole circle needs to be 165. How do I figure out then? I have to add more, and it has to go here. And remember, this is the overlap. This is the area that for people that bought both CDs and DVDs. So out of this 165, some people also bought DVDs. So to figure that out, we're going to figure out 165, take away 125. So we know that there's 40 people that bought both. So all of this together now should equal 165. 125 plus 40, that is 165. So that works. So we got this, we got this. We know that 195 people bought DVDs. So 195 people bought DVDs altogether. So we know that this whole circle over here, this whole circle has to be 195. So what happens if I put 195 right here? Well, we already have 40 there that bought some because they also bought CDs. So right now, 195 plus 40, that's 135. I'm sorry, 235. And that's not the number of people that bought DVDs. That's too much. So remember, we have to count that 40. So there's 195 people that bought DVDs altogether. So we're going to do 195, take away 40. So there's 155 left. So 155 people bought only DVDs. So 155 plus 40, yes, that's 195. All right, and then we had one more group that we didn't include yet, the 60 people that bought nothing. So the 60 that bought nothing would go here. All right, so now to figure out how many people were at the sale altogether, we're going to add 125, 155, 40, and 60. So let me add all these up. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 380. So there were 380 people or 380 customers that went to the sale. Right? And if we had just added all the numbers up, if we had just added 165, 195, 125, and 60, let's see what we would have gotten if we had done it that way, which was not the correct way, but 10 plus 12, 22, 23, 24, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have gotten 545. So why are these numbers different? For the 545, we counted these people too many times. So that's why we have to play with the numbers a little bit and make sure in the overlap area, we have anybody that overlaps and that our totals in the other spaces make sense.